Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to call to order the Naperville Park District Board of Commissioners regular meeting, May 10th, 2012, 7 p.m. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Jackie, would you call the roll, please?
President Riley?
Yes.
Vice President Young?
Yes.
Commissioner Egan?
Here.
Commissioner Heidi? Here. Commissioner Janner?
Here.
Commissioner Ori, absent. Commissioner Todd?
Here.
Next is awards of recognition, but we don't have any this evening, I don't believe. And matters from the public. Jackie, do we have anyone signed up to speak?
Yes, we have one speaker, Mrs. Georgia Karras.
Would you please come forward? And Jackie probably already told you, but if you would just state your name and your address, please.
Just hit speaker.
Good evening. My name is Georgia Karras, and I live at 2167 Lancaster Circle. And I'm a resident of Coach House's of Old Sawmill Condominium Association on the southwest corner of 87th and Washington Streets. I've lived at this address for approximately 10 and a half years. My balcony looks out on your old farm park to the west. Our property boundary stops and yours begins in the center of the ditch. When I moved here, you took care of mowing and keeping the ditch clear of debris except when it was full of rainwater. About 4 or 5 years ago, for some reason, you stopped mowing the ditch. Last May, I contacted you, and you sent out a nice lady who proceeded to walk the ditch with me. That is when we saw at least 50 used syringes, a few small vodka bottles, and cigarette butts. She took pictures but did not remove the needles. That was a Friday. On Sunday, I decided to collect them because, to me, this is a safety issue. We have children and dogs running back and forth over that ditch when it is dry. That following Monday, I contacted the police. A police officer came out. I showed him the bag of syringes and vodka bottles I collected. He wrote a report, which is on file. He did not take the bag with him, but instead told me to throw it in with my garbage. Last fall, I called you again. That is when you sent out Lynette Houle and a volunteer. They picked up debris in the ditch and removed some of the new sprouting trees. They spent 3 days working on the ditch. Unfortunately, they did not dig into the ditch to find more syringes. Fast forward to now. Today I look at the ditch on the north side of 87th Street. It is completely overgrown. Is this what is going to happen to the south side of 87th Street? Today we have water sitting stagnant in the ditch. Mosquitoes are a problem, and we just found out that Naperville no longer has a program where they come out and spray the ditch as well as the creek behind us. In fact, that program hasn't existed for several years, we are told. The only mosquito program that they have today consists of dropping anti-mosquito briquettes into storm drains. We are told by the Public Works Department, Erica, that she could not find any storm sewer basins on our property that will be treated. That the ditch is the Park District and our association's responsibility. Yes, it is no longer pleasant to my eye, but more importantly, it is a safety issue. Please help. Thank you.
Hey, thank you. Our executive director will look into this, and we understand, certainly understand your concerns. Okay. Jackie, do we have anyone else signed up to speak?
No.
We'll go on to committee reports. We'll start with the Riverwalk Commission update. Commissioner Heidi.
Thank you, President Riley. The Riverwalk Commission met yesterday and several items were discussed. First, it was agreed that longtime foundation treasurer and Riverwalk troll Frank Sweeney would be recognized with either a plaque placed under a Riverwalk bridge or through a joint project with Century Walk. Frank recently passed. We offer our condolences to his family. He was a great man. Second, the foundation voted to allow the Visitors Bureau to use the building at Friedenhagen Park. The purpose is to provide a location for a bureau employee to disseminate information to Riverwalk patrons and to conduct other bureau activities deemed to be appropriate. Third, the economy in Naperville has definitely improved based on the level of donations that have been received by the foundation. They are the highest we've seen in several years. Finally, the inaugural EcoFest event is this Saturday at the Grand Pavilion. The event will feature a Birds of Prey demonstration and several other eco-centric activities. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Hyde. Next three items will be foundation updates. First is the Riverwalk Foundation. The next meeting of the Riverwalk Foundation will take place on June 6th at 7 a.m. in the lunchroom downstairs here in the Municipal Center. Next, the Carillon Foundation will not meet again until August 2nd, and that will be at 7:30 at the Rubin Center. And our third foundation is the Parks Foundation, and I'm pleased to report that we have actually received some funds for the Parks Foundation. Without any announcement or publicity, really, a checkoff box was added to program registration forms last week, and we've received $203 in donations so far. So it may be a modest beginning, but it's a start. The next meeting of the Foundation Board has not yet been scheduled. Next, we have our Finance Committee update. Commissioner Todd.
The Finance Committee met on April 18th. The district's independent auditors have finished up with the district's 2011 financial audit. The results have again been very positive. The district will again receive an unqualified audit opinion. The audit management letter will be presented to the board at the May 24th workshop by the district's auditors, Lauterbach and Amon. The committee also reviewed the upcoming 2013 budget calendar and the timing of the board retreat. Resources needed to achieve the board-directed 2013 goals will be programmed into the 2013 budget. The committee also reviewed two financial policies. The highlights included our bond rating policy, the importance of maintaining the district's current AAA rating, and our accounts payable policy, which is the identifies the importance of following procedures and controls for the payment of bills in compliance with the state and federal laws. And our next Finance Committee meeting will be May 16th at 10:30 a.m. at the Administration Building.
Thank you. Next is the Legislative Committee update. Commissioner Heidi.
Thank you, President Riley. The Legislative Committee met yesterday. As some of you are aware, our signature legislation dealing with access to the adjudicated felonious criminal records of potential minor employees has passed unanimously out of both the Illinois House of Representatives and the Illinois Senate. It now sits on Governor Quinn's desk awaiting his signature so that it can become law. This is no mean feat, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, I consider it to be a rather epic achievement, and I'd like to thank everyone who had a hand in making this possible. And there are many, including staff members, current board members, a former board member, and several of our legislators. We will recognize all of the players formally as soon as it's appropriate. Governor Quinn must sign the legislation into law by July 2nd to avoid the possibility of a pocket veto. We plan to take measures to ensure that we have a signed document well in advance of the deadline. We also discussed the status of various grants for which we have applied. Grants are federal or state funds that are available to defray some of the costs associated with capital projects. Notable in this discussion is the fact that the park grant that we applied for relative to the Knock Knolls Nature Center was denied. We will now apply for an OSLAD grant for the same project. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Heidi. Next, we have the Parks and Recreation Committee update. Vice President Young.
President Riley, all the topics that we covered in the last Parks and Recreation Committee meeting were covered in our last workshop, and we will be meeting again in early June.
Thank you. Next, we have the Strategic Planning Committee update. Commissioner Janner.
Thank you, President Riley. The 2012 goals document was voted upon and approved at our last board workshop on April 26th, and the Strategic Planning Committee will be idle until after the results of the Naperville Park District Community Interest Survey are available for our review. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have our Golf Committee update. Commissioner Egan.
Thank you, President Riley. Mother Nature has smiled upon us this year and allowed golf courses to stay open for play January, February, March, resulting in $124,000 in income versus a budgeted loss of $181 on a year-to-date basis. We have our next golf committee meeting this Monday, 7:30 a.m. at Springbrook. Please feel free to stop by. We will continue our review of the assumptions around the golf 3-year plan in preparation for the board retreat. All commissioners are submitting a SWOT analysis on golf that will be a focus of the board retreat in June. Please keep in mind twilight rates begin at noon 7 days a week. Please visit either of our websites for more information. The satisfaction of our golfers is very important to us, and we want to hear about your experience. Next time you're inside Springbrook or Naperbrook Clubhouse, look for one of the posters with a QR code and take our brief survey using your smartphone. We'll be holding a monthly drawing from survey respondents for a free round of golf. The 2012 Brooks Advantage card is still available. This card membership is available to all Naperville Park District residents and their guests. The Advantage Card program saves members money on greens fees, range fees, and offers outstanding membership pricing off all merchandise at both golf courses pro shops. And finally, our Senior Partner Championship at Springbrook is Wednesday, May 16th. Entry deadline has been extended to tomorrow, Friday, May 11th.
Thank you. Next will be a brief President's report. I recently had the opportunity to speak to the Naperville Sunrise Rotary. While the majority of people in the audience had lived in Naperville much longer than I have, many commented to me afterward that they never realized how much the Naperville Park District offers and the sheer scale of what we do. My point in mentioning this is that if your organization would like someone to speak before them about the Naperville Park District, please contact me. And then finally, our annual board retreat, originally scheduled in March, has been rescheduled for June 27th. And now I'd like to call upon our aging executive director to deliver his monthly report.
Oh, thank you, President Riley. Just a couple things here. Our annual sale to purchase Riverwalk flower bulbs will be this Friday, May 11th at 8 a.m. The bulbs will be sold for $3 per dozen on a first-come, first-served basis. Sale will take place at the Riverwalk Pavilion located near the Park District's administration parking lot at 320 West Jackson Avenue. As Commissioner Heidi mentioned about EcoFest, we have a couple fabulous events going on this weekend, May 12th, which is this coming Saturday. From 10:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m., as Commissioner Heidi mentioned, EcoFest will be taking place at the Riverwalk Grand Pavilion, and then promptly at 12:30, you can head over to Centennial Beach to take part in the preseason polar plunge. Participants can brave the chilly waters in the shallow end, enter a drawing for some great prizes, including a 2012 beach membership, and enjoy refreshments. Both events are free. And for more information on those events or any other events, please visit our website at napervilleparks.org. And then one quick, one thing I wanted to mention, at last month's board meeting, we had a resident come in and talk about cricket and the fact that, in her opinion, that cricket was, we were discriminating against women. And as we stated at that meeting, we stated before, that's absolutely not true. We actually offered this resident to participate in the program, as any female can participate in any program that we have. She declined. At this time, there doesn't appear to be sufficient demand within the community to offer a women's only cricket league. If the community need for the program is identified, the district will offer the league as a recreational activity. Identifying community need and interest is one of the first steps in determining whether to offer a program. And again, as I just said, if somebody out here is watching tonight and you're a female and want to play cricket, please contact us. You're more than welcome to do so. One change we will make is from now on we will advertise the program as an adult cricket league versus a men's cricket league. That's all I have.
Thank you. Next item we have is our approval of the Treasurer's Report.
President Riley, I move to approve the March 2012 Treasurer's Report.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? Jackie, would you call the roll, please?
Vice President Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Todd,
Yes.
Commissioner Egan,
Yes.
Commissioner Heidi,
Yes.
Commissioner Janner,
Yes.
Commissioner Ori, absent, President Riley.
Yes. Next, we have the consent agenda. Are there any items to be removed from the consent agenda? Hearing none.
President Riley, I move to accept the consent agenda items as presented.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? Jackie, call the roll, please.
Vice President Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Todd,
Yes.
Commissioner Egan,
Yes, abstaining to item D.
sorry, Commissioner Janner,
Yes.
Commissioner Ori, absent, President Riley.
Yes.
President Riley, I move to approve the consent agenda as accepted.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion?
I think they want to steal third base.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We have no unfinished business. We have no new business. Future meetings, special meeting of the Board of Park Commissioners, May 24th, 2012, 6 p.m., the Administration Building Boardroom, 320 West Jackson. Next is the regular meeting of the Board of Park Commissioners, June 14th, 2012, at 7 p.m. here in the Naperville Municipal Center. And then next item is executive session.
President Riley, I move to adjourn to executive session to discuss land acquisition under Section 2C5 of the Open Meetings Act, personnel under Section 2C1 of the Open Meetings Act.
Second.
Jackie, excuse me, is there any discussion on the motion? Jackie, call the roll, please.
Vice President Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Egan,
Yes.
Commissioner Heidi,
Yes.
Commissioner Janner,
Yes.
Commissioner Todd,
Yes.
Commissioner Ori, absent, President Riley.
Yes.